It's an honor to be here this evening amongst so many whose vision and commitment are the hallmark of our city. Bob, my heartfelt thanks to you and Bruce for another fabulous evening, really an evening to remember, and we're just getting started. Like so many of you, I first became aware of Burl Strong's work through his dedication to craftsmanship and hard work along the sidelines, discreetly at Chelsea High School football games. Over the years, he's become a valued friend who always provides constructive viewpoint on high school sports and other events of importance in the area to our high school age kids, and always with our beloved Chelsea as a backdrop. An artist whose medium is film, evoking memory, Burl's passion for enriching the lives of those around him is felt at many levels throughout our town. A lifelong Chelsea resident, he hails from a family of extraordinary strength and quiet character. This attribute is evident in his devotion to his faith and his growth of the spiritual growth of the congregation at Emmanuel Bible Church, as well as through his gift for photography. When looking at Burl's work, there's an immediacy one feels, and for the young athletes who are the subjects, who are his subjects, there's something more. In a world where it seems the only constant is change, Burl's work preserves the character-building moments of the youngster's life, forged through athletic competition. And, speaking as one, for their parents, that captured moment is an indelible memory bringing pride for years to come. My friend, on behalf of a very proud city, it is my true privilege to add our heartfelt thanks for all that you do and to recognize you as Chelsea's 2013 Citizen of the Year. Congratulations, my friend. Burl's going to save his comments until the rest of the dignitaries, I still struggle with that term, are done talking.
Burl, you're going to have your time. Yeah. Don't worry, you're going to have plenty of time.
Father Joe, may I please take a moment and honor you now? In my written comments, it says good evening once again. So, the mission of the servants of charity is to make visible the Lord's mercy, and by becoming instruments of His providence among the most fragile and neglected of our brothers and sisters, who, like the paralytic of the gospel, cry out, "Lord, I have no one." Enter Father Joseph Rinaldo. For 33 years, Father Joe and his staff have fulfilled the mission of providing a continuum of lifelong care in a faith-based village community to the men and women who call St. Louis Center home. In that time, and in the years before his arrival here, Father Joe helped to shape the educational protocol that is now the foundation for care in this country and abroad. In his own words, their charge is to provide an education that is focused on their special needs while building a family around each resident, nurturing them toward independence. For the residents of St. Louis Center, this has been acutely beneficial. As you may know, many children in the United States who are developmentally delayed are cared for by their parents. And, like all of us, as they age, there comes a point where their parents can no longer physically take care of them as they once did. While there is a broad age range at St. Louis Center, the eldest is now 64 years of age, and the center continues its calling to meet the special needs of this aging population. In the short years ahead, it is their goal to comprehensively expand on this level of care. The biography all of you have in front of you speaks to Father Joe's work within the church and its positive effects throughout the world. It is that same gift that we honor here tonight in Chelsea. With our heartfelt gratitude for all that you do for our community, but especially for those in need, Father Joe, we're truly proud to honor you as the Chelsea Area Chamber of Commerce's 2013 Lifetime Achievement Award, Father Joe. Congratulations and thank you.
Scranton. As a member from the City Council and also now the County Commissioners, I've had the pleasure of being on the committee that reviews applications for Citizen of the Year or Lifetime Achievement. And your name, when it was brought up, brought such enthusiasm. It was very remarkable. In the years that I've been involved with.
Are you sure you didn't miss some chapters?
No. It was, and everybody was enjoyed just seeing all their personal thoughts of your efforts was renewed by everybody else. They were overjoyed that everybody kind of just all gathered around and were praising your efforts so much. Your efforts mean a lot to me. I know, as a special education teacher in my profession, some of my students have gone out to the boys' home and at the St. Louis Center, and I see them in town and under your guidance now, and I am very appreciative of that. So from the county, we have a resolution that was passed last night honoring you in addition as the city for the Lifetime Achievement Award here for the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce, and we appreciate all you do. Thank you. For Borough, we are happy to give from the county to pass on this Citizen of the Year. I know on the committee again, I'm glad I had some background in the committee because I wouldn't know what else to say, but when your name was brought up, there was a tone of excitement and enthusiasm that everybody was, it was kind of like a spark in the room that this year, it was like, wow, he has done so much in the community. I know my first moments of seeing you, and actually I didn't know you, of course, is seeing you take pictures at the summer days, sidewalk days, or the bouncy jumps in the back by the Chamber of Commerce area. So I've seen you around and around and around taking pictures, capturing the community atmosphere, and I know that's very important. But I noticed when we made our nominations, it was the spark that everybody had that was so special about your achievement this year, and I am very grateful. So thank you. Thank you.
I'm here on behalf of the state of Michigan to say thank you for being Citizen of the Year. This tribute is signed by myself and Senator Warren, Lieutenant Governor Calley, and Governor Rick Snyder. And the reason that I'm here, well, part of the reason of this little change up here, and I really appreciate the Chamber for giving me the opportunity to speak because we're actually doing the exact same thing in my hometown, Saline, tonight. So I'm going to be doing the same presentation to the businesses of the year in Saline. So I was really delighted to have the opportunity to be here because as a former mayor, and Mayor Lindauer said it so well, that our citizens and our volunteers and our community are what make a community strong. And you obviously have done so much for the community of Chelsea, and that's why you're being recognized as Citizen of the Year and why people are here to celebrate with you. And our communities are strong because of the people that work and volunteer in them. So I really want to make sure that I was here to be able to say thank you for everything that you do for this community. It's totally incredible, and so many people have said such wonderful things about you, and I haven't had a chance till tonight to personally meet you, but congratulations and keep up the good work on behalf of the community of Chelsea. So here's our tribute. Okay. On behalf of the state of Michigan, to Father Joe, we have a tribute from Senator Warren, myself, Lieutenant Governor Calley, and Governor Rick Snyder. I was very fortunate. I heard a lot about the St. Louis Center, but hadn't had an opportunity to be there until this year. And I had a wonderful tour and was very impressed with what you do in the center and your vision of the 33 years of dedication to the community of children in need and young adults in need and families in need. And being from the Saline community, we do have a very strong special needs population in our school district, and I'm very familiar of how important it is, the work that you do. And I hear that you're growing and expanding, so I hope all of you hear about the legacy campaign that's going on, but really, Father Joe, it's been your vision and your leadership that's brought the St. Louis Center to where it is today. So congratulations, and thank you for contributing so strongly to the fabric of our society. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. Dustin Krasny with Congressman Tim Walberg's office. He really wanted to be here this evening, especially learning that Father Joe was a recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Congressman's had the opportunity to know Father Joe through visits to the St. Louis Center and also attending the annual golf outing in Ann Arbor in the summer, and we encourage everybody to go. Joe, I promise you I'd plug that event for you. So I encourage everybody to continue to support the St. Louis Center, and if you haven't already, to start. But Father Joe, it's an honor for me to be here to represent the Congressman, honoring such a terrific individual who serves the community and individuals with disabilities. Many of us have individuals with disabilities in our family, including myself, my uncle, and every time I see him, he just brings so much joy to me to seeing the purity of the human spirit. So thank you so much for your work here. I'll read a short portion here of the Congressional Tribute. In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to honor and commend Father Joseph Romaldo for his longevity and influential role in the community of Chelsea. May others know of my high regard for him and my best wishes for the future. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your great work for the community here. I know you're oftentimes behind the camera, so being in front of the camera is a little different viewpoint. But the memories that you've captured over the years will not only provide joy for individuals today, but also their future stories and memories for years and decades and lifetimes to come. So thank you so much for your great work here in the community, and the Congressman sends his best wishes to you, and keep up the great work here. I just want to read a quick portion here from the Congressional Tribute. This document is signed and dedicated to honor and commend Burl Strong for his many contributions to the community of Chelsea. May others know of my high regard for him and my best wishes for the future, Congressman Tim Walberg. Thank you so much, sir.
At this time, I did forget one thing. If I could have Father Joe please come back up. I'm going to put him to work for a minute. I'd like him to do a prayer for us. Could you do it? Thank you. So, I'm sorry, the salads are, we can pray over those too, but.
Well, our Father in heaven, and also our Father on earth, please be a good Father to us. We are enjoying all together, recognizing each other because we are a blessing to one another. And please do not abandon us, despite the fact that we don't recognize you sometimes, don't appreciate that you are such a good Father, and because we really sometimes don't even think of you. Please be a good Father. Now, especially now when we're enjoying, but also when we're suffering. Amen.
We surprised Burl with this award, and he said, well, I kind of knew something was up. Half the parking lot was filled with my family. So that kind of tells you something about his family, what a great thing they are for our city, and this could not be a better person to get this award.
Can you hear me okay? In 2012, we had planned on hiring Burl for 5 Keep the Library photos that were going to be used on banners for our initial campaign launch. 451 photos late, and 6 months later, Burl was still involved in our campaign. If you're not familiar with the Keep the Library campaign, I encourage you to check out some of the photos and the slideshow out in the lobby. It's a nationwide campaign for public libraries that is really a community campaign, and it encourages people in the community to get involved and share what they geek. And because of Burl, our campaign has become the gold standard of Geek the Library campaigns across the country. And we've been told that by the Geek the Library reps. And he has put, when we, after taking the 5 photos, he offered to volunteer his time throughout the campaign. And I, of course, was not going to say no to that. And I don't think either one of us knew what we were getting into at that point. And I could never explain to you how much time he volunteered. I could give you numbers, 600 hours over 6 months. It consumed his life. And these are volunteer hours. He was not getting paid. And I can't thank him enough for his time. I mean, if you look at these photos, they're beautiful photos that people now have in their collection. That's their family. He has put his passion and his talent and time into this campaign over a 6-month period. And I don't know how to thank him. He makes this campaign.
Don't mind me.
Sorry. We're just so lucky to have his talent, his sense of humor, his friendship, and he's part of the library family now, whether he likes that or not, but he's stuck with us. I don't know, you deserve this, you deserve more than this. You became such a huge advocate for the campaign. Not only did you take photos and spend time, you promoted the campaign and you were recognized nationally, and the campaign never would be what it was without you, and I don't know how to thank you.
Since I'm here as a photographer, I'm going to take a picture before I start talking, if that's all right with you. So everybody smile. Oh.
Got the cover on?
All right, there we go. My bill will be in the mail. Just so you know, last I checked, JV football was beating Dexter 29-0 at the half. Normally I'd be at that game, but this is much more important. So it's good to know that they're taking care of Dexter in my absence. It was about 2.5 months ago that I was surprised with this award, and it was a very, very large surprise, and I'm still, honestly, still surprised about it. I never saw this coming. I looked at the list of winners on the chamber website, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing there. That's quite a list of people, and it's a huge honor for me to be there. Since I was given this award, I've come to understand how much the photos mean to the community. Before I just thought, I'm taking pictures. I like taking pictures. It's fun. I'm having a good time. And I've had a lot of people come up and tell me what the photos mean. They've told me they have the framed photos on their wall. They mention a photo that I took 3 or 4 years ago that they remember clear as day, and that means more to me than anything. I want to take beautiful photos. As a photographer, I want my photos to be beautiful, but more important to me is having photos that mean something to somebody, to real people. So that hearing that from the community has meant a great deal to me. This would not be possible if it weren't for the great community around me. If it were just me, I'd be sitting around twiddling my thumbs. But there is a great community full of people invested in making the city a great place to be. And I've had people say in so many words that I'm helping to record the history of the city. And there's truth in that, but that I wouldn't be able to do that without people making the history in the first place. So this is a testament to the community that we have. There's a lot of people I should thank. I thought about bringing the Chelsea phone book and just reading through the whole phone book, but Bob told me I had to keep it under 2 hours, so I had to pick out a few names. I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, but I had to pick out a few people, a few names. First of all, my family. There's a great many of them here. Family and friends, and Pastor Dom and my church family. Without their supporting me and putting up with me, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Bob and the crew at the chamber, and Nicole at the newspaper, and before Nicole, Erica and Terry for many years have printed a lot of my photos, and I still love seeing my photos in the newspaper. It's still a lot of fun to see it in print and know that a lot of people are seeing it too. That's a blast. Wayne Welton, our former athletic director, longtime athletic director, I don't think many people know this. Wayne gave me my first paying photo job. Quite a while ago now, he hired me to take pictures of the baseball team for him for the whole season. And in retrospect, I think I was underpaid, but that kind of got the ball rolling. And that was a fun job. I think I still have those photos somewhere, and he seemed happy with them. So Wayne did a lot to encourage my interest in photography, especially related to sports. Also, I'm not a natural public speaker. I think this is the first formal speech I've given. So thank you, Linda Malash, for helping me speak coherently in front of people. Doing great. By the way, Emily, I have my library card. Do I get a bonus point? And just as I mentioned before, it takes a lot of people doing a lot of things to give me the opportunity to take photos. The people who make the fair happen, Sounds and Sights, great community things like the Monitor Baseball Club, all the people who make Chelsea High School sports happen, all of those people, without them, I'd have nothing to photograph, and they all contribute so much to life in Chelsea, and I'm grateful to all the work they do. And also thank you to everyone who had a hand in giving this award to me. I'm honored, I'm humbled, I still not quite sure what I did to receive an honor this great, but thank you so much. And I have to thank the library. I see a whole table there of library people. It was named the best library in America in 2008, but I don't think we need a year on that. I think it is the best library out there, and that's because of the people there. Just a few of the people at the table there. There's more, but I had not spent much time at the library, I have to confess, but before the Geek campaign I hadn't spent a whole lot. My library card was still handwritten when I started the Geek campaign, so I had to get a new library card. But since then, I've gotten to know everyone at the Chelsea Library, and it's an exceptional group of people. We are blessed to have them here. Like Anna said, there was a lot of work. We spent a lot of time taking those photos, and the response from the community was overwhelming. And it was a lot of work, and at times the sessions were a little hectic. We had 30, 35, 40 people waiting for pictures in the library basement, and it got a little crazy, especially when there were kids there, but it was fun, and it was most fun because I was working with a friend. So thank you to the Chelsea Library. And I just the what seems to be the iconic image from the Geek campaign is Howdy and his muffin. That was the first one we took. That was the very first picture, and the muffin was Howdy's idea. But that seemed to get everything rolling, and that seems to be the one that gets all the attention. And I just want to tell a story that I think represents what Chelsea is featuring around Howdy Homes. Several years ago in the middle of winter, we had a big snowstorm, and most of Chelsea was shut down, but a friend of mine had never been on the new Jiffy tour, so he came into town and we went on the Jiffy tour. We were the only ones because nobody was doing anything. And we got out in the parking lot, and it was a snowy parking lot, so I slipped and fell. As no big deal, I wasn't hurt, and just my pride was a little wounded, but I think he was the only one who saw it, at least I thought it was. And we got in the car and we're driving away, and my cell phone rang, and it was a local number I didn't recognize. And I pick it up, and there on the other end is Howdy Holmes. He said, I heard you took a slip and fall in our parking lot. I want to make sure you were okay. I have no idea how he got my cell phone number. I still don't know, so if you find out, let me know. But that my friend is not from Chelsea, and that kind of blew his mind that the CEO of Chelsea Milling Company called to see if I was okay. So that to me is Chelsea, and that's why I'm so honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Add to that, I am one of those proud parents that have 2 daughters that played volleyball and a son that played football. And I got 3 pictures. Think to him that I'll never forget. So thank you, bro. Okay, moving in to the next one. This guy is unbelievable. And we're going to talk about next. Talk about lifetime. He's probably lived 10 lifetimes to us with the things he's accomplished and done all over this world, let alone what he's done for Chelsea. I do know when we went to give him the award, it was a surprise. Of course, he didn't know. He thought he was going into a meeting. And like Linda last year, if you know Father Joe, there's not too often that he doesn't have something to say. And he was speechless too. So don't be alone, Linda. There's another one out there. But anyway, it was really good and fantastic. And the things that St. Louis Center do for us is just great for the community. And I know it's a good trade-off for what we do for them too, so it's just a wonderful relationship. So if that's time, I'd like to have Gloria Mitchell please come up. And Father Joe, or no, you sit down for a minute. That was kind of fun, that wasn't it?
Thank you, Bruce. Whoops.
It's got a life of its own.
Maybe I'll hold it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know, I think I'm going to invest in a new one after tonight. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. It is a real honor and a privilege to tell you about my friend and 2013 Lifetime Achievement winner. Father Joe was born in Sicily, Italy in the year 1940. And as a young boy, he experienced World War II firsthand. First, his country was occupied by the Germans and then the Americans. And the hardships that he experienced is one of the reasons, at the age of 27, he became a priest with the Servants of Charity. And he was assigned to a church in Italy. But within 1 year, he was transferred here to the United States to a Don Quinella School for the Developmentally Disabled Youth in Springfield, Pennsylvania. In 1980, he came here to Chelsea, to St. Louis Center. And what a difference in these 2 schools. In Pennsylvania, state support. Here in Chelsea, no state or federal funds. He can tell you stories about going to Detroit, to the Eastern Market, and begging for food just to feed his children. He also became a citizen of the United States when he came here to Chelsea. He also became his provincial treasurer of the Servants of Charity. And that province includes the United States, the Philippines, India, and now Vietnam. Father Joe has traveled, and I have to read this, to Italy, Germany, England, Spain, India, the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Canada, Mexico, and several countries in South America, not only as a priest, but also as a social worker. just gaining support for the developmentally disabled. Did you know he speaks 6 languages? He not only works worldwide, but for 30 years, over 30 years, he's been here at St. Louis School. He has served over 700 families with care, with support, and with comfort. Your complete focus is on how you can help the most disadvantaged, God's special gifts. There have been situations where children are totally abandoned by their parents, and Father Joe, with the help of St. Louis Center, has become their surrogate parent, and they have spent an entire life at St. Louis School. And that is one of the reasons that he is now doing a fundraising again to build a facility for these aging people. You know, they're outliving their parents and they need a place to call home. Under your care, St. Louis Center was the first Michigan facility to achieve accreditation from the Commission of Rehabilitation Facilities. And you have done this without very little state or federal funds. A few days ago, I received a letter from Father Joe, and I want to read just a small portion of it. I would have never expected something like that, and did not even dream about it either. It was a bombshell that got me by surprise, but which later on gave me the opportunity to think about it and reflect on its meaning. I believe that this award, rather than to my person, is meant for the meaning and the value of St. Louis Center for this community. The St. Louis Center operation for more than 50 years has rehabilitated the life of hundreds of children and adults with disability. My appreciation and gratitude goes to the builders of what today is St. Louis Center, and in their name, I accept this recognition. Now, I know that you have a marvelous staff at St. Louis Center. You have benefactors. You have the help of the Italian American Club and the Knights of Columbus and the Chelsea Rotary Club, many area churches, Chelsea Hospital, to name just a few. But tonight, we are honoring Father Joseph Ronaldo, a humble, pious man who has dedicated his life to caring for children and adults with development disabilities. It is with a great deal of pleasure I welcome our Chelsea 2013 Lifetime Achievement winner, Father Joe.
Well, thank you. It is true what Gloria read. I was really so surprised, and sometimes I wonder if the people who made this decision knew that I was a Sicilian. Was a friend who came to visit and said, "Father, you have an accent." "Yes, I'm Sicilian." She said, "I married a Sicilian, and since then I always sleep with an eye open." Anyway, so I want to thank you really, all the people who are involved in this, and Mr. Bob Pierce and Bruce and Gloria herself, all the people who came up with this idea. I don't know why they were dreaming or whatever, or they have been drinking. I'm not quite sure, but I'm grateful for that once again, because it speaks about St. Louis Center really, and for the work that is done. And Father Enzo's here. He's the actual administrator for the last 5-6 days, I don't remember, but we've been working together since 1983, And the two of us putting our heads together, we achieved something that is, so I would like to share with them also this achievement, because you don't do anything by yourself. And it's not just the religious community, the staff, the parents of the children. Our children or resident or adults, most of them don't have parents. The admission criteria to St. Louis Center is, of course, mental problems and inability to leave at home. I believe that the children belong at home with their parents and not in a home. For as good as we can be, it's never better than a family. And so in order for us to admit them, they have to show that there is a need for the child to leave the family. So most of them are children abandoned or one single parent and on a lot like this. So they are the ones. However, we couldn't do that by ourselves. You know, that at least probably 30, 40, 50 years, we've gotten through at least a couple of thousand staff members. And they always come back happy and grateful to have been worked there at St. Louis Center, which is something very nice. The staff is our greatest success, asset. There is no doubt about it. As far as I am, you know, I read the story from Gloria, so I'm not going to repeat it. And what I have done, first of all, because it's my vocation. I remember many, many years ago in India, I had to went to see Mother Teresa, if you remember her. And she said, "So Father Joe, how's it going?" And I said, "Oh, Mother, you know, how's it going? It seems like we're wasting time here. You feed them today, they die of starvation tomorrow. You dress them today, they'll be shreds in next month. So we're wasting money and time." And she gave me a lesson on my lifetime I never forgot. She said, "Father Joe, we're not here to feed or to dress. We are here for fidelity to our vocation." And that changes your life, really. Because Mother Teresa, if you ever saw the photographs, she never looks at you. She's always with her head down, looking at the ground. When she raises her eyes, she says, "Father Joe." When she looks you in the eyes, she goes through your heart all the way to the toenails. and this is exactly what happened. So this is what somehow it really kind of shaped up my life. And to summarize my life, I would like to tell you a joke that you probably already heard this somewhere. It's the story of this priest who dies. And because he was a good priest, he goes to heaven. And he goes to heaven, there's a long, long line to St. Peter Counter, who was in charge at the doors, as you know. And St. Peter is there checking the book of good deeds. And so he moves one step at a time toward the counter. And as he moves on, he notices that St. Peter, once in a while, pulled out somebody out of the line and makes them come in front. And he's smart enough to think, those must be priests. After all, we gave our life to God, so there must be some privileges up here. So he starts waving, hoping that St. Peter would notice him, but St. Peter is busy reading his books and doesn't pay any attention. And he looks down, all of a sudden he spots one of his parishioners. And he couldn't believe it. He says, "What is he doing here?" He never goes to church. He's always drunk. Well, he drives the bus. Either he is in the wrong line or I am in the wrong line. And so he keeps waving, but St. Peter once again just looks somewhere else, and he moves and moves and moves. All of a sudden, he couldn't believe his eyes. St. Peter pulls out the bus driver out of the line and makes it come in front. He says, "No, it's not possible. It's not possible. I'm going to ask questions." And finally, when the time came, he arrived at the counter. St. Peter says, "Welcome, Father, we've been waiting for you." And he said, "Well, St. Peter, I'm happy to be here too, but I have a little bit of a question here. You know, there was a line, one of my people that should have belonged to my parish, never came to church. He was all drunk, drove the bus." St. Peter says, "You see, Father, he never thinks a little bit different. The problem is that when you were preaching, everybody slept. When you drove the bus, everybody prayed." So this is a little bit my story in my life. Sometimes I preach, and sometimes I drive the bus. So I don't know what else to say. But before I finish, I want to thank, first of all, the leadership of this community for the marvelous thing that we are doing to really our community. We were talking about when I came here, Chelsea, Main and 52, just being all cornfields, and now look what it is. And things change. I really am grateful to Mr. Pierce of the Chambers of Commerce, and to the leaders, and the Rotary Club to whom I belong, the Knights of Columbus with whom I belong, the St. Mary's Parish for so much help in many different ways. Father Brendan is here, our neighboring pastor is always ready and available to help. There is a lot of beautiful people that the whole town. The beauty of this town is that one person belongs to this town. It takes ownership of this town. It's not somebody else's business. Each one, I think of the Chelsea people, have ownership to the town. And the community itself are always ready to look at a single individual to make the day improve. And this is the beauty of the town, what it makes really the town so great. It doesn't take really long to appreciate all the value and the beautiful people that we have in this town. When each one of us, with our own level, with our ability, with our skill, we all contribute to make this town great. And for this, I'm grateful to all who just chose me, even for giving the opportunity to say thank you and to appreciate this marvelous, beautiful little city. Amen.
So anyway, at this time, if we could have Nicole from the editor of the Chelsea Standard, please come up. The reason I'm having her come up is she, in the Chelsea Standard, is a very big part of this whole night. They helped the chamber sponsor this event, and without them, we probably could not have this event. So I will turn it over to her to say some quick words.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. I promised them I would make this short, so I'm going to stay true to that. I just wanted to say thank you guys for coming out. Burl and Father Joe are both very deserving of both of these awards. I'm sure you guys know, but Burl has been a freelancer for the Chelsea Standard for a long time, and I've had the pleasure to work with him. So when I found out that he was winning this award, I was especially excited, and so I'm really excited that he won it, and that's all I would like to say. So have a great day, and let's win the baseball game tonight. Thank you.